Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Specs, and today we're going to be talking about my Week 4 battle against some might say the most superb of owls, Woodsy Noctowl himself, in the Woods Draft League season 11, season 11, yeah, season 11. So yeah, we're just gonna go over his team, go over my team, go over the battle, all that stuff. Maybe I lost, maybe I won. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out together. So yeah. So before I get into this team analysis, I will say that I have a much more in-depth guide, or not a guide, but a video if you want to go watch that instead. I'm just gonna glance over it and see like what specific threats he has versus my team, and then basically what I did to counter said threats. And yeah, that's basically what we're doing. And we're gonna do it. So first off is Cinderace. Cinderace is a very scary mon, but thankfully for me, no Libero. That thing be very terrifying if it had Libero. No Libero this time, though, thankfully. So only its Blaze, doesn't get stabbed on all of its moves, which means I don't have to worry about like fighting type high jump kick or like poison type gunshot or whatever. No, don't have to worry about that as much, at least. Yeah. Thing is pretty good as a offensive pivot. You want to stick your heavy duty boots on it, and yeah, and then you just click like Powerball. You click U-turn. Yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of other moves, like as I already mentioned, high jump kick and gunk shot. Those can be suited towards the specific matchup. You have some amount of utility moves. You have like bulk up or setup if you want to do that. You might want to try to use counter. I don't know. That could be cool. I was thinking he could bring counter, but and then it also has taunt to either like prevent setup or prevent like hazards from getting up or hazards from getting off the field. Super Fang is also there for some nice utility. Yeah. I figured he would either go kind of standard with this thing, so like Powerball U-turn, and then like HJK, and then maybe I don't know exactly what would happen in the last slot. I was thinking maybe taunt, maybe Super Fang, stuff like that. Or he could try to pull some really whack shit, just like bulk up and like high jump kick and stuff. But I didn't think he would do that because Zygarde does exist, and thankfully for me it does, or at least he beats Cinderace 1v1 very easily. Yes, Cinderace does have taunt and whatnot, but obviously super effective 1,000 arrows is going to leave a mark on Cinderace, so not too worried about that. But besides Zygarde and Entei can take a couple of moves, but besides those two, Cinderace does do pretty well against the rest of my team. Powerball plus like HJK and U-turn and all that stuff is really good against the rest of my team. So I figured he would bring this. Yeah. Next up we got like Gyarados. Thing's very, very scary. Kind of imagine he'd bring like a Dragon Dance set, and that's what most Gyarados are. You run like Dragon Dance, maybe like Waterfall, Ice Fang, and Earthquake. That's kind of what I was thinking in terms of sets. You could also have brought Crunch as well. Maybe over Waterfall. Something like that could be pretty nice. Yeah, that's basically all I thought about it. Yeah, it's got really good bulk and it's got really good power. Yeah. In terms of checks to this thing, I'm a lot shakier on it. As you'll find out soon, like a defensive Tapu Bulu does work pretty well against it since it doesn't get any poison coverage of any kind, so Ice Fang isn't going to be doing much, but it's not the most sturdiest check. Mawile can 1v1 it, in the sense that if they're both in at the same time, obviously Player Rough will murder Gyarados Mega, or Thunder Punch will kill the regular Gyarados, and Earthquake won't kill me back, so there's that. Zygarde probably doesn't want to fight this thing. It does get Ice Fang super effective. It won't kill in one shot, but it definitely will leave a mark. Yeah, I have seen Woodsy use other stuff, like he has to run like Flamethrower on his Gyarados before and whatnot. Although I think that's probably more niche. He could have brought Flamethrower for something like my Mega Mawile or something like that, since I have less special bulk, but I don't think with his much lower special attack that he would be doing a lot of damage. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's all I was thinking. Next up, Mimikyu. I was 100%. I was like pretty sure he's gonna bring this, because this thing is, well, it's weak, but it can do a lot of damage to my team, which is the main problem here. So You know, obviously with Disguise, Mimikyu gets one free turn of setup essentially, unless it's fighting something with Mold Breaker or something like that, which unfortunately I did not have. So yeah, um, I was pretty much thinking he would bring like a standard set, so something like this. You know, you got your Sword Stance, you got your Stabs, and then Priority Shadow Sneak. He could have brought Drain Punch, I guess, but I don't think Drain Punch has good coverage on my team. So yeah, I was thinking just play Rough Shadow Call, Shadow Sneak, could set up one time and then just get a really big hole somewhere in my team. And depending on how I'm positioned during the battle, he could potentially get a lot more out of it. So I was really afraid of this Mimikyu going into this, going into prep. So yeah. But yeah, in terms of, like, I didn't think he was going to bring much else. I think he was just going to bring, like, this set. Potentially, he could have tried to bring some sort of, like Trick Room support set, maybe. But, like, I didn't think that was super feasible. Because if he was going to bring Mimikyu, he was going to bring for the offenses, not the defenses. So, yeah. And also, it does outspeed my Zygarde by 1 point. So, that's really nice for it. Yeah. Next up is Corviknight. Was 100% sure he's going to bring this thing. This thing is terrifying. Yeah, Steel Flying is just pretty good against my team. I do have a Fire type in NK, which is pretty good against it, but you know, I can't really safely switch in. Corviknight can just U-turn out on the switch, or maybe just Brave Bird for a good amount of damage, stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of sets, I was thinking maybe music just ended really rudely. Okay, anyway. Anyway, so I was thinking either Helmet or Leftovers, depending on which one. And then like Brave Bird, probably just Roost Defog and U-turn. I think he was gonna bring Brave Bird over Body Press because I have a Bulu. He could have brought Body Press though, and then replaced it on over U-turn, which I would understand that, since that does do a little bit more damage to Mawile. But I just knew he would definitely just have Brave Bird for sure. And then I didn't think he was going to bring anything fancy like Bulk Up, because, again, Zygarde. Zygarde doesn't beat it. Well, no, it does beat it, yeah, for sure. Because just it'll knock it down, and then it can set up alongside it and whatnot, so it's not a good matchup overall for Corv. So yeah. He could have brought Mirror Armor for sure, because I did have Intimidate with Mawile, and so I was thinking, like, maybe he would try to use Mirror Armor to his advantage and, like, try to, like, you know, redirect the Intimidate from Mawile onto itself. So yeah, that could have been interesting. I actually don't remember if he brought Pressure or Mirror Armor. We'll find out in the replay. But yeah. Next up is Goodra. Yeah, I didn't really know what he's gonna. I was pretty sure he's gonna bring this, but I just didn't know exactly what he was gonna do. I was pretty sure he was gonna run an Assault Vest set. Yes, for Sap Sipper would probably be the right move, just because I have a Tapu Bulu, and then, you know, it's pretty standard AV Goodra, you know, maybe Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb just to deal with my Tapu Bulu. Flamethrower is good for my Mawile, and like Earthquake is also good for my Mawile. He could have also brought Ice Beam as well if he wants like the stronger hit. Actually, don't. Hold up. My Draco Meter is 260 times stabs 140. Oh, 130. Hold on. Hold on, I'm doing the math. 130 times 1.5 is 65, 195, 195 times 2 is 390. Okay, no, Ice Beam is not stronger, never mind. So Draco Meter is stronger than Ice Beam against Zygarde, but, you know, if you don't want the special attack drop, then Ice Beam is definitely the way to go, so yeah. But yeah. You know, Goodra has a lot of good coverage, so it can kind of just run whatever it wants. Yeah, in terms of that. I was also thinking potentially he could try to run some sort of like curse set. Now, hold up. Goodra doesn't really get the best stab moves, but like, to be fair, I have like 3 fairies though, so he doesn't even need to bring stab, honestly. Like, I was thinking like curse, like Earthquake, maybe some other like. I didn't really think this out too much, but like, I was just thinking like this could potentially be a thing. So like curse, Earthquake, Fire Punch, and then like rest or something. Probably not Fire Punch. Probably one like. Yeah, just put Outrage on it, I guess, and then rest. I don't know, something like that could be pretty interesting. I definitely wouldn't be expecting it, so that could like slip me up for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Curse Guja sounds pretty interesting though. I would definitely want to try that someday. Yeah. So I was thinking mostly probably Assault Vest, but this like weird set could definitely throw me off if he tries to bring that. So I need to stay on my toes and whatnot. Celebi is next. I was like 100% sure he was gonna bring Celebi, because this is the only thing on his team that like fully counters Zygarde. Not fully counters, but like it does a lot better than like something like Corviknight, because at least in terms of a defensive check, because it eats Zygarde. Because it's grass type and 1000 arrows doesn't affect it, in the sense that it doesn't like smacking it down doesn't do anything. So as a grass type, it's better at taking 1000 arrows. That was a very long-winded explanation for what I just said, but yeah. In terms of sets, I wasn't exactly sure what he was gonna go with here. I was pretty sure he was gonna run with something like defensive, so like max HP. I don't think he needed max defense, but like this could have been an option, obviously. And then just like something like this with like recover, maybe like Leech Seed, to really screw over my Zygarde and whatnot, and Dazzling Gleam as well to like really just do some extra chip damage, something like that. That was basically my thought process there. Yeah, maybe like knockoff last. I don't know. He's gonna run some whatever set. With Natural Cure though, and the grass typing, it does wall most variants of Zygarde, but not the one I'm gonna talk about soon. So yeah. Like some Beware. I was like pretty sure he's gonna bring this. This is like this thing's terrifying for my team, because like in terms of hitting, normal plus fighting is unresisted against my team. So I was super terrified of this thing, and he was gonna bring like a choice band one or whatever, and he gets like really good predictions. I am my team. It does not like that at one bit at all. Like choice band double edge is like 2-hit KOing. Like yeah, this is all he needed really. Like these two moves can't switch it at all. And then he has Ice Punch for my Zygarde. So yeah. And then the last move can be whatever. He can run like Earthquake because he wants to. Probably high horsepower, considering I do have grassy terrain. So yeah, high horsepower can be used for super effective against something like the Mega Mawile. Although, yeah, it does do more than close combat. So yeah, I really thought something like this could have come. Even a bulk up set would have been pretty terrifying. Yeah, I think bulk up would have been really hard for me to deal with as well. Because this is, as long as he has Ice Punch, like something like, I don't know, I've run bulk up sub on this before if you see my other videos, but yeah, so bulk up sub and like close combat Ice Punch, like this thing walls Zygarde and scares it out, so it encourages, obviously I can't set up on it with Zygarde, so I have to like make a lot of weird switches and whatnot. So yeah, this could have been a major threat as well. And if you don't, but this would probably be Drain Punch. Yeah, that's not Drain Punch. Okay. it would have Drain Punch probably. And then like maybe you want to run EQ instead if you're like confident against the Zygarde, and you want to just run Earthquake to hit Slowking Galar. But I think Ice Punch would probably be better overall. But yeah, something like this could have been pretty interesting too. I guess this set does have its issues against either Zygarde or Slowking, to be fair. I guess if we ran both Ice Punch and Earthquake, it wouldn't have been an issue, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Sentakata. Didn't really think this was gonna come. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Stealth Rock, if he did bring it, something like Stealth Rock, high horsepower, maybe Flare, and then something in the last slot was my main guess here. Sandstorm doesn't really benefit him too much, so I don't think he was going to bring Sandspit, but Shedskin could have been really nice. Trying to like, if I ran my own like Glare Zygarde, that could have been nice for him to switch in and absorb the Glare and whatnot. Maybe last move, I have no idea. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Maybe he ran Coil just to run Coil. I don't know. Yeah, Raichu. Although Raichu does do pretty well against a good majority of my team, the problem with it is that it gets walled by 2 of the members that I will like pretty much always bring to every match, which is going to be Zygarde and Tapu Bulu. So Thunderbolt. Thankfully for me, no hidden power in this game. So Raichu does not have access to hidden power ice, so it can't really smack something like Zygarde super hard with a Surf or whatever. and Zygarde obviously is going to just murder it with 1,000 arrows. Bula can switch in as well. It resists both of these moves. Trades off the immunity to electric in turn for resisting both of these. And then yeah, Raichu doesn't have enough coverage. Doesn't have the coverage to hit Bulu super effectively, unless he tried to run some sort of physical set with Iron Tail. So yeah, he's probably gonna bring Static too. I don't have any electric types on my team, so yeah. But Raichu is pretty cool. Nasty Plot, you could potentially do damage, but you would have to get rid of my Bulu and Zygarde, or at least chip them super significantly for it to do any sort of work, though. Last up is Venomoth. Thinking back on it, I probably should have thought about this a lot more, but I'll be honest, I didn't think about it too much. Because this thing is kind of threatening. With Quiver Dance and like Sleep Powder, with Tinted Lens as well, like Bug Buzz is doing a massive chunk to everything against my team. Like, I'm willing to bet like +1 Bug Buzz like nearly kills my Mawile. Actually, maybe not. You know what? I have a damage calculator right here. Let's figure this out right now. Okay, we're gonna put the Venomoth out here. Okay, never mind. That's not doing anything. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have considered this at all. I take it back. But yeah. I mean, this thing is still pretty cool though. I really do like Venomoth. But yeah, I guess Mawile does wall it pretty hard, and then I'm assuming Zygarde would also wall it pretty hard as well. So yeah, never mind. This does get setup opportunity against my Tapu Bulu though, and Sleep Powder is pretty hard for me to switch into. Sleep Powder is very hard for me to switch into, especially if the Sleep Powder user is a poison type user, because my main I only have one grass type, and obviously Bulu does not want to take a quad effective Sludge Bomb, especially if it's stab. So yeah. Anyway, we're done with that. Let's get into my team. So yeah, time to explain this stuff. So first up, this is my favorite set. We got the Coil Scale Shot Zygarde. I thought about I was just like searching through Zygarde's move pool for like a good dragon move to use because he has the Goodra, and I was like, whoa, this thing gets Scale Shot, that's nice. And then I was like, what? This makes good combination with Coil. So yeah, this was pretty fun. Coil, count 1,000 arrows, Scale Shot substitute. The substitute is designed to live a Celebi Dazzling Gleam behind a sub as long as it has minimal special attack investment, and by minimal I mean like 4 EVs. So yeah. Thankfully, he did actually bring only 4 EVs. He didn't bring Dazzling Gleam though, but you'll see the battles. So yeah, the design of this basically just get up a sub against pretty much a good amount of his team. Sub can get up against stuff like Cinderace, as long as it doesn't go for High Chunk Kick, I'm pretty sure, and then also can get up against. I'm pretty sure it can get one up against Corviknight, and then also gets one up against the Celebi and stuff like that. So get up a sub, set up a Coil, Scale Shot, boost my speed. I will lose my defense, but that's what the Coil is there for. And then 1,000 arrows is, obviously it's a requirement on every single Zygarde set. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. I did really want to run more speed, but like 252, 240 plus the special defense is literally the maximum I need to take that Dazzling Gleam I mentioned earlier from Celebi. So yeah, I couldn't reduce this anymore. I could have taken the 16 defense and invested it into speed, but that wouldn't have helped me outspeed something like Cinderace, for example. So yeah, so I just stuffed it into defense. Entei's next, very simple: max HP, max speed. Sorry, not max HP, max attack, max speed. Just had to run max speed just because there was the Celebi. So if I had to win a speed tie, that is, that's the thing I had to do. And I think this is literally the same set I run last week. So, Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, and Stone Edge. Yep. There's no need to run. Actually, oh yeah, I should have run Inner Focus this week. I forgot. Yeah, because he does have Intimidate users in Gyarados. Whoops. Yeah, probably should have run Inner Focus. That's my B. And anyway, next up we got Mawile. I just ran Intimidate as the pre-Evo ability for obvious reasons, helps with setup and whatnot. And this week I decided to just run a nice, our more standard Mawile, Swords Dance through attack with Sucker Punch. So I have Player Up for stab, and it just does well against the team. Sucker Punch for priority, and then Thunder Punch was for stuff like Gyarados and Corviknight. I could have run Fire Punch if I wanted to, instead of Thunder Punch, because that way Corviknight would I couldn't roost. Yeah, like Corviknight could theoretically roost on me, but I had Swords Dance, and Swords Dance with Thunder Punch will OHKO a Corviknight, and I ran a lot of speed, like a lot of speed. So yeah, basically like in terms of speed, like so Corviknight's at 170. I figured Woodsy would be smart enough to put some speed investment, so I literally just ran like 16 extra EVs just to outspeed Corviknight. So yeah, of course this all falls apart if he decides to just bite the bullet and run enough speed to outspeed any sort of Mawile, which he definitely could do with Corviknight. But that requires a lot of speed investment, so I didn't think he would go for that. So yeah, basically this 16 EV is just like a hope, the hope that I can outspeed it. Yeah. Next we got Torn. Honestly, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with this, so I kind of just ran like a Tornadus Therian-esque set. You know, just like Hurricane, Heat Wave for coverage against stuff like the Corviknight, Knockoff, and U-Turn. Unfortunately, this is very bad compared to Tornadus Therian, at least, because, you know, no Regenerator. But, you know, it could have worked okay. The speed is enough to outspeed Raichu. So, yeah. Tapu Bulu's next. This is bringing defensive Bulu again, so I'm just running a Helmet. So Helmet with the grassy terrain should be enough to let me like live like 2+1 Ice Fangs for Mega Gyarados, as long as it wasn't Adamant. And then I could like Nature's Madness, I could Taunt it, Lure, Hornleash, Synthesis. You know, all designed to like really screw over the Gyarados. So yeah. And then I ran. I don't exactly remember what the speed is for. It might have been for Goodra. I think it was for Goodra, just to outspeed Goodra, just in case, because you know I can just run like Nature's Madness. If I need to get off of like a Nature's Madness on it, then I could try to go for that. Since you know Sludge Wave will probably murder me, and yeah. And then the last thing, Slowking Glock. This thing literally ate. I'm pretty sure it does not die in one hit from anything on his team. I'm like 90% sure about that, except for like maybe like a Choice Band Adamant. Beware Earthquake, maybe. I don't know. Like, nothing else could kill this thing in one hit if I ran max HP, max defense. And even with no special defense investment, I still pretty comfortably took on Goodra. So, yeah, fun for me. I just decided to run Thunder Wave for status Crippling and whatnot, for the Crippling. Making things slower from Mawile is always going to be really nice, so that's the main reason. Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower. Sludge Bomb is just there for hidden spreading poison. Flamethrower is there for coverage against something like Corviknight. Slack Off is there for, well, recovery. Okay, so that's the last of it, and then we're gonna get into the battle. I'm gonna switch the view. Yeah, you guys get a nice, good close-up of Entei's set right there, and then here we go. I'm gonna switch the sides. Gotta have the protagonist side on the in front, you know. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so looking at the lead. I was not expecting a lot of this. Mostly for the good. Mostly for good. No Beware, no Mimikyu. I was super blessed to not see any of those two. So yeah, I felt really good for that. Santakana was brought though, very interesting enough. So I just figured he probably wanted rocks. Yeah, that was my guess. And I guess it does do okay against Mawile, since it does outspeed and can go for like that nice Earthquake or high horsepower against it. But Mawile should still live unless it's like attack invested or attack invested or whatever. So yeah, in terms of the lead here, I was like, as I said before, Slowking literally eats everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave Slowking. I can cripple whatever's in front of me, or if it's Santakana, I'll just go to like Bulu or something, and it'll be fine. So shit, music. All right, sorry, my bad. But yeah, so we have the Goodra lead against my Slowking. I just decided to go for a Thunder Wave turn 1. Or you can see Earthquake's doing nothing. 27%. Easy snag. So Thunder Wave. I get the Thunder Wave. Yeah. Crippling it is pretty nice. This means I can click Play Rough against it with Mega Mawile without it having to be able to hit me. Although, interestingly enough, +2 Sucker does kill just a max HP Goodra. So even if he was still faster without the paralyze, without the paralysis, like I still kill with Sucker if I had a Swords Dance, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, of course he could just run like some defense investment and then he'll live it. But, that's fun. Anyway, he just goes for Draco Meteor on the next turn. I kind of was expecting the switch, so I just decided to go for Sludge Bomb, trying to hopefully get a poison on something like Santakana. Doesn't work out. And then I decided to switch here, just because I was calcing, and it looked like Gudra potentially could have gotten a low roll against the Slowking, so I didn't want to risk it. And like maybe he can like high roll and kill my Slowking, so I just wanted to switch out. Given that he could potentially also Draco again, I figured Bulu was the best switch in here. He could have Sludge Wave, but that would have been a crazy play. And honestly, if he did that, you know, shit, man, you deserve it. So he does go to the Sandaconda on my Bulu. Obviously, he does not want to stay in there, so I go for the Taunt against the Corviknight, and then I go for the Nature's Madness. He can't Roost, so that's good for me. Brave Bird is going to be doing a good chunk, but not enough. The Helmet plus the Brave Bird recoil, this Corviknight is at 20%. It's like the roles are reversed now. Usually you see the Bulu clicking Wordhammer on the Corviknight and doing a lot of damage with Rocky Helmet and Life Orb and whatnot, but now it's my turn. But yeah, so Brave Bird's not doing much, so I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna Synthesis up this turn. He's not gonna stay in. Well, it turns out he actually did stay in and decides to kill the Corviknight against my Bulu, which, you know, that's good for me, I guess. Honestly, I kind of wanted the Corviknight to stay alive because a lot of my team kind of used it as setup fodder. So yeah, whoops. It's fine though. Anyway, Cinderace comes in. I didn't want my Wincon to get damaged, aka the Zygarde, so I decided to go to Entei first. If he goes for like High Jump Kick or whatever, yeah, that's gonna do a lot, but you know, we'll live and learn. So Entei comes in, Powerball comes out, and does unfortunately miss. Would have done, I actually don't remember how much, probably around 20 to 30% max. Maybe that was only if it's banned. I don't actually remember. Let's just say 20 to 30%. So yeah, that did suck. I guess technically didn't matter in the grand scheme of things into this battle, but you know, it still sucks to miss out on the information. Heck, I would even like him to hit my Entei so I can figure out what type of set he would be. Although, you know, it's usually, you know, going to be just like max attack and either Adamant or Jolly or whatever. So anyway, he goes for the U-turn. And here's where the inner focus would have been nice. Would have been able to get a bigger smack on this Gyarados, but unfortunately, no dice. Go for the Flare Blitz, only doing about, you know, Stealth Rocks working damage. I go into Bulu here on the Ice Fang. Doing a bit too much for me, unfortunately. But the Rocky Helmet is doing a nice chunk, and oh yeah, also I get frozen. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. That does suck for me, but I do have ways around it, thankfully. So I just decided to go to Mawile as he goes for the rest. And now I'm like, okay, this looks like free setup father. I'm going to go for the Swords Dance right here. And then the Sandaconda comes out. The Sandaconda is most likely going to be faster, so like whatever. I went to go Calc. As long as he doesn't have attack investment, high horsepower won't kill Mawile. It'll do like around 70 to 80. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet. Might as well. I can get a kill here, and I can still Sucker Punch whatever comes in next, so that's still fine for me. High horsepower does do around 74, and I go for the Play Rough. Obviously, is going to completely murder the Sandaconda. Yeah, we love Mawile. Intimidate comes out from the Gyarados. He goes for the Rest Talk. He did actually have Earthquake on this last, and I figured he would, and this would have killed my Mawile, but I was like, my switches to this thing are kind of minimal as it is currently. If I want to bring something like Slowking to wall it, I could, but like, first off, Slowking doesn't really wall it too well. Yeah, it doesn't wall it too well, but it does wall it, to be fair. Because as long as he doesn't get a crit happy with Earthquakes, like I can roost stall, I can slack off stall and like Thunder Wave in and try to like hacks through it or whatever. To be fair, he does have rest, but you know, potentially I could try to do something like that, or try to find like a clean switch to something else, like my I don't know, like my yeah that's I don't know. Actually, I didn't really have many switches anymore, because if my Bulu was not frozen, I could potentially try to switch that in on a protected rest or whatever, and you know, try to get, because if I switched in like that, I would have been able to, with Aggressive Terrain Recovery, get myself out of Ice Fang range again, and then I can Synthesis up. So yeah, but my Bulu was frozen, so Slowking was my only real answer, and it wasn't really a good one. Thankfully for me, it's not a Dragon Dance Gyarados. That would have been super bad for me, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. What was I saying? Right, so Gyarados had Earthquake. Thankfully, didn't roll it though. I just decided to go for the 2 1/3 chance that he would not roll the Earthquake, and thankfully for me, I got it. Definitely, even though I got frozen, I feel like, you know, Woodsy was getting a little less lucky than I was here. So yeah, Thunder Punch, text it out. Cinderace comes in here, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the chip. Sucker Punch. Potentially could have killed if this was just no investment, no HP or defense investment at all. It was like 90 to 107 or something like that, which is kind of crazy, the fact that Maul can still do that. But yeah, I was just like, maybe I can get the roll. Maybe I probably won't, but it's fine. And it turns out I don't. Again, whatevers. I got my chip. Because now I can pick this thing off with literally anything. And but you know, I decided to go to Zygarde because this thing can set up on everything. I'm just going for my substitute here. And then I go for Coil. As he goes for the Psychic, does not break my sub. And this is the beginning of the end, as they say. So, goes the second Psychic, will break my sub. I just decided to go for another Coil because I know Psychic ain't doing anything. And then I go for the Scale Shot. So, thankfully, very good for me is that I get all 5 hits. Never gotten that before in my life. But yeah. If I did get like... Yeah, I needed a lot of hits to kill this Celebi, so that does kind of suck that I got all these hits that I got. Yeah, I basically needed, I need 8 hits, so I needed to on average get 4 hits to KO the Celebi. So yeah, that does suck. But it's only slightly more, it's only slightly more lucky than average, because the average is like 3.2 or something like 3.2 hits on average, something like that. I don't know. But also, to be fair, Psychic plus 2 Psychic isn't doing much to me. I could have coiled again and then Scale Shot. 3 hits would reliably or probably get close to 2 KOing Celebi, so something like that. He did have recover on this thing, so he could have tried to stall it out. So that's why I'm saying the 5 hits is pretty bad. But yeah. Yeah, so again, slightly I got pretty lucky there. Not amazingly lucky, but yeah, pretty lucky. So yeah. And now I also can't even miss because the Coil accuracy means I can't miss Scale Shot. Really nice. It was a really nice side benefit for with Coil, and now with my speed boost, I'm basically Dragon Danced up twice, and yeah, nothing taken. I thankfully also get 3 hits on this Goodra here. If I didn't, I probably would have lived the Draco Meteor. Hold up. He was Assault Vest, so I actually want to figure this out. Yeah, so Draco maxes out at 87%. I was... Okay, potentially... Wait. Hold on, I just need to look at this. Okay, I'm at 91. Okay, yeah. So, technically, without a crit, Draco wouldn't have killed me. And his Cinderace turns out not to have Sucker Punch. So, actually, it doesn't matter. Unless he got a crit, even if I got 2 hits there, I would have lived the Draco Meteor, and then I would have been able to, obviously kill him with anything on the next turn, because he only had 4% after the first 2 hits of Scale Shot. So yeah. And then 1,000 Arrows is always going to take out the Cinderace at, 10%. And yeah, that's the game. So, thoughts? Gotta say, I love that Zygarde. No, I'm loving Zygarde. This thing is crazy. It only has 1 real set, but that set has a lot of variation within it, and I'm gonna see if I can experiment with it more and more. But yeah, my favorite thing in the world is slow setup sweepers, or steadily accumulating boost and then just mowing through someone's team. That's my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what Zygarde did here. Yeah, Mawa also did quite a bit of damage as well. Getting 2 nice kills at the cost... 2 kills and... Well, 2 and an almost kill. Because the Cinderace almost died. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I did get a little lucky overall in this match. So, yeah, I won't deny that at all. But, yeah, GG's to Woodsy. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.